second, and then we will take questions.
Well, thanks very much for being here. It's an exciting time of year. Hard to believe that we're up and going. I think I say that every time this time of year when the weather is beautiful outside, but we are getting after it. We've had a few practices, really like our team, like the young players that have come in. We actually have 9 new players, 8 of which are eligible to play. One of our transfers, Nicole Schammel from Minnesota State Mankato, is not eligible per WCHA rules, so she'll have to sit the year, but Caitlin Riley, the Riley brothers on the men's side are her brothers, and so she's excited to be here, coming from Penn State as a sophomore, and then our other newcomers. Some newcomers that you'll notice right away: Sophie Skarzinski from Chicago, a defenseman who played on the U18 team for the United States. Sarah Potomac played on the Canadian under-18 team and was most recently last week out at the Canadian National Camp as one of the youngest players out there. And Taylor Williamson, Ms. Hockey, from Edina. I would expect those 3 to play right away for us and contribute immediately. And when you combine those players along with our upperclassmen who have a ton of experience and won a national championship last year, and some of them were on the team when we won in 2013 as well, we're looking forward to another great year. We have the Minnesota Whitecaps coming in this weekend on Friday, and it should be a lot of fun. It is an exhibition game, but it's free to the public, and should have a lot of our alumni on that team with Rachel Bonna and Megan Lawrence. I believe the Lamroos are playing, and Nora and Mira will be playing as well, and Annie Schlepper and some others. So we're excited about that, and then it's a real short week next week as we head to Penn State. So the usual suspects on our schedule in regards to a very tough WCHA schedule, and then we, as I mentioned, go to Penn State, and we have Yale coming in the weekend before Thanksgiving, and then December 11th we've been awarded the Hockey Hall of Fame game once again, and so we'll be playing St. Cloud State at Roseville Ice Arena, which should be a great experience as well. So great leadership from our 2 captains and a lot of great veterans on our team, so should be a fun year, and we're looking forward to getting started.
Questions?
Brad, what's the biggest challenge? 4 straight years in the championship game, 3 titles?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just it's a new year, and the 2016 National Championship trophy is still up for grabs. Nobody owns that right now, and so for us it's a new team, new year, and we really start back from the beginning and focus on the process of trying to get better each day and be at our best come March. And we've had a lot of success over the last number of years doing that, and so that's really the formula for us. It's not about the outcome. It's really about fulfilling and embodying our values each and every day and getting better as a team, and then hopefully getting lucky at the end.
Brad, a lot of coaches with only 5 seniors would think, oh, it's not a lot of senior leadership. How much of it is it a benefit for you to have so many players who have had so much success over the past couple of years?
Yeah, it's similar to last year. I mean, you look at last year's 4 seniors, they ended up winning 3 national championships and losing in one of them. And same thing for these guys with Hannah. She's played in 3 national championship games, and the other seniors won 2 of them, and they're excited to go for a 3rd. So I think one thing you can't teach is experience, and our players have that, and I think it really helps us in big spots and in big moments down the stretch.
Brad, can you touch on how important it is to have that leadership, but also have a senior like Amanda between the pipes? And she's had so much great success, and I know you're going to be leaning on her quite a bit.
Yeah, we will. I mean, she's definitely our number one, and you know, that first year she only played in 8 games as she backed up Nora Ratu, and Amanda never lost a game in those 8. The following year we get to the Frozen Four and lose to Clarkson, and a game that she would probably want back. But because of that experience, I think it only helped her last year in the national championship to really be at her best. She was the reason, or the biggest reason, that we beat Wisconsin, and then our team, we played a real complete game against Harvard. So to have somebody, again, with that experience, she was just out at the Canadian National Camp as well and was on the Canadian under-22 team this summer, and so she's gotten even more looks from Hockey Canada, which is exciting, but she's somebody that I know our players trust a lot, and to have somebody between the pipes like that is critical.
What do you expect from Sarah Potomac this year? How do you see her fitting in with the team?
Yeah, Sarah Potomac is a player that is probably the most talented player to come out of Canada this year, and we're ecstatic to get her. She's extremely shifty, has a great release, excellent hands, sees the ice well. She's just really a complete hockey player. She's not overly big, but she's somebody that when she's on the ice, you'll notice her because of her speed and her slick abilities. So we're expecting big things. You know, one thing about women's hockey is freshmen can come in and make an impact right away. I mean, look no further than Hannah Brandt, who had a hat trick in her first collegiate game and went on to having a great year. But you know, we're expecting some big things from Sarah. She was ranked as the preseason player of the year in the WCHA, which, you know, sometimes that works out and sometimes it doesn't. But like any player, she's going to have to adjust to the college level at the same time, and it might take a little bit of time.
How valuable is it to have some very good veterans on this team, you know, Hannah included, who can sort of mentor her along?
Well, it's big. You know, sometimes when your freshmen are your best players, it's difficult. But to have somebody like Hannah or Danny Cameronese who have played on their national teams and will be playing in the next Olympics with Lee Steckline, it's so important for those guys to reach out to Sarah and for Sarah to come to them and feel comfortable with them, to try and lean on a little bit, because the college game, as good as Sarah is, the college game is tough, and everybody's bigger, stronger, faster, and especially in the WCHA, there's not a lot of room to operate. So it'll take some time for her, but I know these guys will definitely be real supportive for her.
With so many newcomers and you're adding depth, which was kind of an issue with last year,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to try to kind of get them in as they adjust to college hockey, especially on a team that's coming off of its third national title in 4 years?
Yeah, well, I think the three that I mentioned in Skarzinski, Williamson, and Potomac, those are three that we look to and recruited to really be players for us and contribute. And the others, Sierra Smith, Tiana Gunderson, MMA, Anna Barlow, those guys are, they're going to compete for spots in the lineup, but they're not necessarily at this point looked upon to make an immediate impact. But last year we had some real tough practices with Amanda Kessel not coming back last year and Kate Flugg having surgery, and then we had a couple other injuries. At times we had 14, 15 skaters. It's just really hard to run a practice. Now we have 25 players out there, and 22 of them are skaters, and so it's nice to be able to get the tempo back up.
Kind of the season when it starts is always kind of a fresh slate, but I think most people who know hockey know that you guys are probably a favorite every year, not just to win the league, but to play for a national championship. Have you gotten used to that pressure yet at the beginning of the season, kind of feeling that? And how do you deal with it?
Well, yeah, I think since we've come in as freshmen, they'd won the national championship the year before, so every single year we've known, or every game even, we know we have the bullseye on us. Even if we're not number one at the time, everyone's out trying to beat us because we're Minnesota and we've had a lot of success recently. But I think that just motivates us, and we just try to take it one game at a time and just know that everyone's out trying to beat us. So.
Coach, how do you see, going back to Hannah and Sarah, how do you see the two of them playing together on the ice? How do their skills mesh?
Well, we'll see. You know, I'm not sure if they'll be together or not. I'm sure there will be times this year if they're not on the same line that we will try and get them out there together. But you know, Hannah's just a complete hockey player as well, and so Hannah can score, she can pass, she can set people up, and Sarah's that type of player as well. So I think the two of them could really be fairly dynamic together. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we've got depth on a couple of our lines, and make sure that we have at least two lines that are pretty big threats.
Other questions for the players?
Lee, how do you get the young ladies that are freshmen specifically to kind of get used to what this brand of team usually is, which is winning and getting them, I guess, accustomed to, like Anna said, having that bullseye on your back like that night in and night out?
I think it starts with what our coaches tell us, and that's just to stick to our values. So knowing we have that bullseye on their back, that's something they need to be aware of. But we're not focused on that. We're focusing on ourselves and what we can do to get better every day. And I think things we do to help them is just, I remember talking to one of them yesterday and being like, you know, D-zone will be hard and things will be hard and you're going to feel out of it for the first couple of weeks. Everybody had that adjustment period. To sit here and say Hannah and I didn't would be ridiculous. So everyone goes through that, and that's totally normal.
Hannah, I know both you guys were at the Worlds when that. Is there anything over the summer that you were specifically working on for the season?
So personally, I was working on quick starts and speed and things like that, and obviously becoming more of an offensive threat, because I think that's where the coaches would like me to be this year.
Yeah, just, I mean, it was good having the whole team here this summer, most of it at least, and then just getting to know the freshmen, and then personally just getting stronger, faster, same as Lee pretty much.
And after being a finalist for the Patty Kaz Award the last couple of years, I mean, is there motivation for you to finally win it your senior year?
Not really. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I'm not too worried about that. See.
I can tell you that's not a cliche answer. That is Hannah Brandt right there.
Yes.